Hello, I am going to walk you through a tutorial of how to sign I Need You to Survive. I just want to make note of a couple of things. One, this is American Sign Language, which is different than spoken English. American Sign Language, or ASL, is its own language, and it has its own syntax, its own word order. So sometimes there is not a sign for every single spoken word. And sometimes things are switched out of order, but I've done my best to match it to the song. So just remember that there may not be a sign for every single word spoken, or in this case, sung. Number two, this is an interpretation. Somebody else might know American Sign Language and look at this song and have a different way of signing it, but as long as it's conveying the same thought or idea, it is just a different interpretation. So if you have a family member or a friend who might know some sign language, they might look at these words and say that they have a different way of signing it, and that can totally be the case. The last thing to note is that when you are signing, you're going to use your dominant hand most of the time, the hand that you use to write. So if you are right-handed, whenever we sign me or you will be using your right hand. If you're left-handed, you will be pointing to yourself or to this person in the front with your left hand. So just make note of using your most dominant hand. All right, so to begin, we have I need you, you need me. So for I, you're going to point to yourself right in the middle of your chest. Need is a bent index finger, and it goes down twice. Not one time, because that's a different sign. That means must. So 2 times is need. I need you. You need me. You need me. The next part says we're all a part of God's body. So you could sign we are all. You could sign we are all. This is a finger spelled word that has become a sign, ALL, and it's referencing to we all. Or you could simply gesture, we are all. I kind of think that that's really fitting with this song and with the timing, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with that option. We are all a part of God's body. Part, this is more meaning of a section. So the interpretation that I am using is your middle finger and your thumb are going to join together, but they're going to interlink with the other hand. You're going to come from this middle space of your chest and go towards God. I would go towards like a top right portion is where we're going to set up in space God. Part of God's body. Now, the meaning of this would not be an actual physical body, but more of a group or a family. It might be referencing an assembly. So I am choosing to sign a part of God's body to mean like a family. So you take 2 F's, your index and thumb are touching, and your 2 hands are meeting here. They're going to move out in front of you to where your 2 pinky fingers are now touching. This is a sign for family. We are all a part of God's body. For the next part, we have stand with me. You could have an index finger and have your other one out here for a person who's coming together to physically stand with you. It could also mean to support, like stand with me. And we see that in the next line, which says agree with me. So I am choosing to use my dominant hand, my right hand, to come underneath and show support to my left hand. Stand with me. Stand with me. Agree with me. Dominant hand is to your temple. Non-dominant hand has an index finger with the palm facing downward, and the 2 index fingers are going to come and line up right in front of you. This is a sign for agree. Agree with. Your 2 closed fists come together with me. Stand with me. Agree with me. The next line is a repeating line. We have, we're all a part of God's body. The next line we have is, it is His will that every need be supplied. It is, so the way that you're going to affirm this and show affirmation is with your head nodding. It is His will. This is a sign for will or to plan. I'm right-handed, so it's starting from my right shoulder. The bottoms of my hands with my pinkies are kind of parallel with the floor, and we're going to move to the left side. It is His, it's a flat palm to show possession, His will. It is His will that every, this is a sign for each or every, dominant hand is going to the non-dominant, and right about the wrist area, it comes down. That every need, we already know this sign twice, bounces twice, need, be supplied. To supply or to give, because this is referencing God giving to people, I'm going to use a flat hand, and it's going to kind of come up and out, up and out. So to recap that line, it is His will that every need be supplied. And then we have, you are important to me. You are important. You're making this hand shape. And we're going to come up and make a motion kind of like an almond shape, right? And your index fingers and your thumbs are closed, come up and touch at the top. This is a sign for important. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I need you to survive. It is a closed fist hand shape with your thumb out, not your thumb over your fingers, but to the side. You're going to start from the hip area or the belt area, and you're going to bring it up about to where your armpits are. This is a sign for live or survive, in some cases life, but in this case, it's survive. Survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. For this next section, we're starting out with, I pray for you. I pray for is your dominant hand coming from your forehead and kind of making a slight dip. For, and this is really convenient because we're pointing to you, so this sign kind of melds into this sign. I pray for you. You pray for me. Kind of make that quick dip and then come and point to your chest. The sign for I love you in American Sign Language is your ring finger and your middle finger are coming down. This represents an I, this represents an L, and then we have the Y hand shape. I love you. And it's directional, so it's coming from you and it's going to the person that you're singing about. I love you. The next line is easy because we are repeating it. I need you to survive. I need you to survive. This next line is, I won't harm you with words from my mouth. You're going to point to yourself. I won't. We're going to show the negation, which means to cancel or to show the negative word I won't with our head. by shaking it from left to right. I won't harm you. This is a sign for harm or to hurt. My dominant hand is twisting and the palm ends up facing in. My non-dominant hand is also twisting with the palm facing out. So they come simultaneously towards each other to hurt. And one is slightly in front of the other. Hurt or to harm. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. This is to speak something, to say something, to comment on something with words from my mouth. I believe that you would have time to do this like 2 or 3 times. You want to at least do it twice with words from my mouth. Another option could be if you want to take what is said implicitly and make it explicit with words from my mouth. That could be gossip. This is a sign for gossip. It's like 2 little mouths going around, and they're kind of going around in a circle and spreading it around. So I won't harm you with words from my mouth. That could be another option. The last line that we have here in this paragraph is a repeat of I love you. I need you to survive. And then lastly, we have some phrases that we already know the signs to, but let's do them together again. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive.